Right here. If you said you had the mail, it's got to get out of the way. He's coming. Last chance to stop before Offramp. What does that mean?
Take this in. Turn right. Slow down.
Welcome to Offramp.
It's just one more example of completely inexplainable behavior. And frankly, I don't know what to say.
It's because it's inexplainable.
So...
Is that inexplicable?
No, that's different.
Unexplainable?
That's the same.
Unexplicable?
That's different.
Explicit lyrics contained here?
Similar, but a whole different thing altogether. Sundays are 24 hours long. Sundays are 24 hours long. But Mondays come on so strong. Sometimes I wake up on Mondays and I don't know where I've been. Sometimes I wake up on Mondays and I can't tell now from then. It's a sideways feeling in a straightforward world, and I feel like Tuesdays I don't know which is up and which is green, which is part of the machine, but I don't know if I really got up at all. 'Cause it's hazy outside and the rain's coming down and it's hazy and cloudy and I can't see side to side. But I know that my magic mood ring won't let me down. Turns colors and swirls and patterns and things, and I can ask it anything. I can ask it anything. Always says the same thing. Nothing really, but it's the intention of the thing. The intention is always what it means. The mood ring swirls and it turns to purple and dark gray, but I still know what it means to say. Sometimes the meaning is lost in layers of abstraction and deduction and insurrection, but if you peel it down side by side, piece by piece, onion layer by ginger slice, there's always some kernel of truth about life or power grids or last night's hour-long dramas, and I just don't know what to think is right. to stand here by this window with my mood ring and wait.
Do you remember the first war you were in?
Oh, no, sir.
You don't remember the first war you were in?
That I was in?
Yes, sir. The very first war you were in.
That would be the War of Words, sir.
Yes, sir. That would be the War of Words. You probably got into it with a member of your family, maybe your mother or your father.
Conscientiously, I was objecting, but no one gave a damn.
Well, in my house, the War of Words wasn't so much a war as a police action.
I was a contentious objector.
Ah, yes, you were.
Mine was an undeclared branch of government working surreptitiously under the radar of...
I remember that my sister and I staged a coup.
Oh, DeVille.
In the chicken coop.
Yes, sir.
The chickens formed a coup as well, and they knocked off the rooster.
Nobody that went out there that didn't come back ever knew what the hell hit him.
Do you remember the first doorbell that ever caught your ear?
I remember the first doorbell that ever caught fire.
Oh, my land.
That was a day.
Was it a pushing?
What day was that?
It was that kerosene doorbell.
Kerosene-powered doorbell.
Yes. It liked to blow my thumb off.
It seemed like a good idea because you could have a doorbell out in the woods where you didn't have no power.
Nary a house in town had a doorbell before this, mind you.
Yeah, the coal-powered doorbells would get your finger all turned all black when you'd push them.
And
the thing about it is, in the woods, there aren't really that many doors.
That's right.
There was often no way that you could put a door up without a doorway there. You can see that.
I remember when our family got their geothermal-powered doorbell.
Oh, mercy.
You'd push ding-dong and you get steam in your face.
I remember that.
And then we had that practical joke doorbell.
What?
You get a pie in your face. It was kind of a play on the hydrothermal doorbells.
There was...
maybe I dreamed that.
I had, of course, one of the early nuclear doorbells.
Yeah, nuclear.
Yeah. Well, we just had a small amount of spent fuel waste, and we bury that in the backyard next to the pets.
Well, if you wrap it in tinfoil, it'll last for hundreds of years, at least, if not 20,000, and put it in your fridge and wrap it.
I figure it'll melt snow when it comes the next winter.
It's useful.
I've got it close up to the surface in case that's true.
I remember when Martha sold her book, we hired a doorbell ringer.
Oh, fancy that.
That's a uptown fancy kind of thing.
It was.
You'd have to get new fancy pants in order to keep up with the lifestyle.
I did. I had a whole set of pajamas.
Remember how we used to dance?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we could dance until we basically
stopped. Until the cows left, really, because they were already home.
Yeah,
it's not the cow doorbell for a while. See, what would happen if they had the cow bell on their neck and the guests would come over, they'd have to shoo like 5 or 10 of them off the porch. Those bells would get to ringing. We'd sure hear it. It was a racket, I'll tell you what.
We tried that for a while, and then we had to install a little cow door, like the cat door, but it's for the cows.
It was probably bigger than the actual door.
It was a little larger than a cat door, it's true. But the good thing is the cows could come and go at will.
Yes.
They could just come in, go out.
It's more humane.
Mosey.
Bovine.
We never did that sort of thing because my father had heard that you could train a monkey to go in a cow door and steal your blind.
Your dad was crazy like that. He'd hear that one time.
Yeah.
One thing.
And
one
sometimes
time.
he'd hear it because he said it. Sometimes he'd hear it because he made it up.
I'm glad you know that now because let me tell you.
You want lemonade?
Yes.
Please.
Sweet or unsweetened? My great-grandfather was a valet. He apprenticed with the Grand Arch Underduke of Anti-Prussia. Something.
You mean he parked like carriages or cars or
No,
something?
yeah, I mean the uniform, everything. He had a.
He was a valet.
No, a valet.
That's smaller than a valet. That's a fascinating story. That part where he would run out into the street to stop the carriages using only his little funny hat and yelling.
Right, I remember now.
He could do it most of the time, too.
That was that story?
He warbled.
That's another part of that same story.
Okay.
If it's his great uncle, it's a whole different story about.
Yeah, it's a different story.
The part I like is how I repeat those stories.
Yeah, you must.
It's a lot like wheat, except it grows down from the trees instead of up out of the ground. It's a whole field of it, and it's all yours.
So what you're saying?
What I'm saying it's a lot like wheat, only it grows down out of the trees instead of up out of the ground, and there's a whole field of it, and it's yours. You can have it. And all you have to do for me is this 3 magic things.
Like what?
Well...
I don't like magic as a whole.
Well, we'll take it piece by piece then.
Okay.
So I took that 33 Ford off the blocks and found some wheels that nearly fit. Followed you into town. Making left turns in a big circle all around. Guess I should have alternated those tractor tires, but... You know, sometimes when you just get used to somebody, you can't help yourself. Sometimes when you get used to somebody, you just don't know where you're going or why, but you just know you're going together until one of you dies, and I'm here to tell you that day could be now. Unless you give me that money back that you borrowed, so I'm trying to understand why this forwarding address isn't where you live. This guy doesn't have a clue what I'm talking about, but I know you're around here somewhere because I smell burned hashed brown potatoes just the way you knew I liked them. Found a pair of your shoes that didn't match the ones you wore to that big barn dance, and made everybody laugh because you said you were clogging. I don't care what his name is. I don't even care what he looks like, all right? I just, you know... We gotta get back by supper time, you understand what I'm saying? So I found that note where you said we really weren't a couple in your mind. Couple of what? You know, that's what I'm trying to find out. What would you call it then? I lost 3 or 4 bales of hay coming over these speed bumps. I didn't understand what that was either, but I'm gonna get the rest of the load over to the McKerney's. Just hoping you could help me with that.
I can see the wolf is speaking through you. Look, you have traveled many, many miles to get to me. I will not disappoint you. Sit. Your friend, he has the wolf disease.
We've tried everything. I don't know what to do, sir.
It's not for worrying. Now look, he's normal now.
That's amazing. How did you do that?
He did it himself with a fresh mountain clean stream and air.
So we don't have to pay you?
Yes, you have to pay me. It's my mountain. Did you come for knowledge? Or did you come to curb your wolf?
Well, I wanted knowledge, but he wanted to get rid of the wolf.
Well, I will help you both. In the tradition of my people, the wolf is seen as a playful huckster, frolicking with the children before he eats them. Get off of my sofa.
How did you get the sofa all the way up the mountain?
Oh, believe me, it wasn't easy. A whole pack of elephants had to pull it up.
Rudimentary, my dear Watson.
Elementary, my dear Flatworm.
By the time spring arrived, I'd grown weary of raising these animals, and rather than take them to their logical destination and reap the benefits of all the time and effort I'd put into them, I set them free, wished them bon voyage, and threw them into the air so that they might take flight. I hadn't realized, of course.
Following in the family tradition of beef liberation, I dashed into the grocery store and flung packaged meat products into the aisles, out of the doors, into the parking lot, and realized I was one step behind.
Oh, dear. That's a fine bit of reading and very telling. Very telling. I hope you're all listening to that, because it's this sort of thing that's going to make this vacation on the high seas a really happening kind of place to be. I'd like you to meet our purser.
Thank you.
And he'll take care of your every needs while you're here.
All
and
of you with purses, hand them up to me. Fast.
He likes to say he's cutlass, but he's really got a lot of things to cut with, so give him your purses.
I want all of yours that don't have credit cards to fill out these applications and put my name underneath your own as co-signer.
Very reasonable rights. Don't be afraid. Sign here.
I don't mean to make a fuss, but I thought that I had signed up for a room or a cabin, I guess as you say, with a double bed, but
double bed.
The room I was shown only has manacles attached to the wall.
Rooms with manacles. What will we put?
Rooms with barnacles.
Hey,
So, anyways, don't be worrying about how you're going to fill your time here on the Seven Seas Adventure Cruise. And remember, a happy bilge pump is an empty bilge pump. I hope you'll be joining me at dinner tonight. All of you can come and sit at the captain's table.
I always sit at the captain's table.
Sure you do. Who else is going to peel me grapes for me?
Could you not find a good way to get out of town without me having to listen about it?
Or having to drive you to the bus station.
And then especially the lending you money so you could do it part.
You realize, of course, that you've left with our suitcases.
Once again, you have stained them with the hopelessness of your life.
The dread, the weary ennui and dread that you carry with you as your pack-on luggage makes me ill.
The art of successful travel involves learning to burn bridges only once you have reached the other side.
When the man comes down the aisle and asks for your ticket, what will you say? You have no ticket. You hadn't realized you'd actually boarded the train yet.
This train is bound for places you cannot reach by taxi.
Taxi dancing was popular.
May I have this dance? And if not I, then who? And if not this dance, then get off my foot. I was confused by your mustache. Don't they usually go beneath the nose? Don't they usually go beneath the nose?
You silly man. My eyebrows are thick. It's something I live with. but it's not something to make fun of.
I beg your pardon, mother. Hey, we go on like that all night. It's a great show.
That's amazing. And is it true that like the love interest was actually someone you were in love with at the time?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I read that in your press release. It was really
yes.
And she quit or she shot you. I don't remember
exactly.
Yeah.
That was the order of things. She quit and then she shot me.
And I'd like to apologize.
When I saw you at the marketplace. I should mention that we wear a traditional mustache. I think they're called
traditional mustache.
Yes, a large traditional mustache, and something funny happens in the second act where it's the audience is never exactly sure what's happening. But the mustache goes from one actor, me, to the other actor, and he ends up wearing the mustache. Although this entire time he's been dressed up in the traditional female garb of Spain.
And I'm sorry.
So it's filled with special
crazy.
Effects.
It's got everything. It's got more than enough.
I mean,
there's actually a petting zoo out back. So
there's a lot of leg room. So.
Plenty of leg room.
How long is the show exactly? I mean,
it varies.
That doesn't surprise me somehow.
Yeah,
it depends. Kind of on when we start, and then again on when we stop.
How often do you actually start at the advertised time? That would be.
We pretty much aim for the advertised time. Yeah. We aim for that.
And how often?
We rarely start before it. But really, what the main thing that determines how long the show is whether we decide to do all the lines or not.
And the songs themselves.
It's kind of a living history,
isn't it?
The songs. When I first met, we aren't actually musicians or singers,
but your impression of as if you had been a Spanish mariachi brother, sister,
husband, wife,
undiscovered Italian.
Exactly. That's what the play is about. The play it's a play of discovery, and with a cast like this, it doesn't really matter that. It goes beyond being able to or not being able to play the instruments or use the voice professionally.
Beyond it?
It goes beyond that. The experience is
in the sense of...
the music is pre-recorded, but we do provide a presence that otherwise the audience wouldn't see pretty much anything.
We played one show at the Olympics in Barcelona and handed out virtual reality goggles, and the audience thought we were, in fact, steel drummers.
Yeah.
That's. I think I read about that.
It was in all of the.
I should have read about it.
It was in all the rags.
But I guess my last question, since we're running out of time, is that actually you doing the dancing that I feel compelled to ask, since so much of the show apparently is not you.
Well, to let you in on a little secret of the trade, it isn't actually dancing. What we're doing is we're moving our bodies rhythmically and creatively to sound. We're interpreting audio stimulus as motion, as kinetic art.
And those are someone else's legs and feet, or
no, it's pretty much us. Pretty much us.
It's like a science experiment.
It is. It's just like that.
With your own legs and feet.
When sometimes. I met you. Do we have time for that? Oh.
We've got like 9. These are seconds. 6, 4.
So anyway, I thought that you were so much taller. Clogging in the streets, clogging in the courtyards, clogging in the kitchen and the hall. We were clogging in the storefronts, clogging on the beach fronts. We were clogging till they closed down the mall, remember?
Aye, who could forget? Let's see if we can do a little bit of that.
Remember, after clogging comes unclogging.
Comes the plumber. Hey, how about a little bit of that old soft shoe, you know?
Oh. You put sand and salt all over my floor. Don't you know? You don't do the soft shoe on the carpet.
This show was improvised by Gary Bass, Matthew Cowley, and Dave Waterman, and edited by Sheila Daughtry.
Those are my knees. There's water on them, you know.
Yes, but that's nothing to be worried about in these days of droughts. Water on the knees, helium in the brain, and warm fuzzies in my heart for you. Or someone else who looks a lot like you from behind.
It's very considerate of you.
I don't like to push people unless I think there's a chance they might fall down in a funny way. What would the children make of what you're doing? There. That was very nice.
Thank you.